Have you ever noticed something strange in baseball? A pitcher from Japan walks onto the mound. He isn't always the tallest player. He isn't always the strongest. Sometimes his fastball isn't even the fastest. Yet somehow, the best hitters in the world struggle against him.
Why?
What is the secret behind Japanese pitchers? To understand that, we have to go back decades. The story begins after World War II, when baseball became deeply embedded in Japanese culture. The sport quickly spread across schools, cities, and communities. Soon, it wasn't just a game anymore. It became a symbol of discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. As baseball grew, so did the competition. Young players began dedicating years of their lives to mastering the sport. For pitchers, the expectations were especially high. They weren't simply expected to throw hard. They were expected to think, adapt, and outsmart their opponents. And that's where the Japanese approach became different from the rest of the world. While many countries focused heavily on physical gifts, Japanese coaches became obsessed with precision. Every step, every movement, every release point, every spin of the ball, nothing was left to chance. Players would repeat the same motion thousands of times until it became automatic. Imagine throwing the same pitch again and again for years. Not hundreds of times, not thousands, but hundreds of thousands of times. That level of repetition creates something special. It creates consistency. And in baseball, consistency is deadly. A hitter may know what pitch is coming, but if the pitcher can place the ball exactly where he wants, every single time, hitting it becomes incredibly difficult. As the years passed, Japanese pitchers developed another reputation. They became masters of deception. Instead of overwhelming hitters with pure power, they learned how to confuse them. A fastball might look identical to a splitter. A splitter might suddenly dive at the last moment. A slider might break just enough to miss the bat by a few centimeters. To a fan watching on television, the difference can seem small. To a hitter standing in the batter's box, it feels impossible. And then came one of the most important moments in baseball history. In the 1990s, Hideo Nomo arrived in Major League Baseball. Many people in America doubted him. They believed Japanese baseball wasn't as competitive. They believed Japanese pitchers couldn't succeed against the world's best hitters. But Nomo shocked everyone. His unique delivery confused hitters. His confidence stunned critics. And soon he became one of the biggest stories in baseball. For the first time, many fans realized that Japanese pitchers belonged on the biggest stage. But Nomo was only the beginning. Years later, a new generation arrived. Pitchers such as Yu Darvish brought an incredible arsenal of pitches. Darvish became famous for throwing so many variations that hitters often had no idea what was coming next. Then came another wave. Another superstar. Another player who would completely change the conversation. His name was Shohei Ohtani. At first, many people thought he was impossible. A player who could pitch and hit at an elite level? In modern baseball, that wasn't supposed to happen. Experts said it couldn't be done. History said it couldn't be done. But Ohtani didn't care. He stepped onto the field and started proving everyone wrong. Game after game, season after season, he threw blazing fastballs. He struck out elite hitters. Then he walked to the batter's box and launched home runs. The baseball world couldn't believe what it was seeing. Suddenly, Japan wasn't just producing great pitchers. It was producing some of the most unique talents the sport had ever seen. But here's something many people don't realize. The secret isn't found in professional stadiums. It's found in the small practice fields, the empty gyms, the early mornings, the late nights. While fans celebrate stars under bright lights, thousands of young Japanese players are quietly working in the background, practicing, failing, improving, repeating, again and again. And there is another hidden reason for their success: respect. In Japan, players are taught to respect the game itself. They respect their coaches, their teammates, their opponents. Even the smallest details matter. This mindset creates athletes who are constantly looking for ways to improve. They never believe they have mastered the game. And because they never stop learning, they continue evolving. That's what makes them so dangerous. A pitcher who believes he knows everything eventually stops growing. A pitcher who believes there is always more to learn becomes stronger every year. Today, when a Japanese pitcher enters Major League Baseball, people no longer ask if he can compete. Now they ask a different question. How good can he become? Because history has shown the answer again and again. From Nomo to Darvish. From Tanaka to Ohtani. Japanese pitchers have repeatedly shattered expectations. And the next superstar may already be practicing somewhere in Japan right now. Maybe on a dusty school field. Maybe throwing pitches after sunset. Maybe dreaming of one day facing the best hitters in the world. Because that's how the story always begins. A young player, a baseball, a dream, and years of relentless dedication. The result? Some of the most skilled, intelligent, and feared pitchers the game has ever seen. And that's why, whenever a Japanese pitcher takes the mound, hitters know one thing for sure. They are not just facing a pitcher. They are facing generations of knowledge, discipline, and a baseball culture that has spent decades perfecting the art of pitching. And that is what makes Japanese pitchers so special.